But for those of you watching this later on, we are back with more World of Dreams. Weobi, first message. Yoi yoi yoi. Thanks for joining us, man. I still can't see how many of you are in here because Restream, it's doing this weird thing lately where it always says 0, even if people are flooding me with messages. Alright, and it looks like we just went live on YouTube as well, so coolio Julio. Back with more World of Dreams. I'll go ahead and load where we stopped here. Let me adjust my own volumes here, make sure that I'm not being overpowered by the game. I should probably... There we go. Hold on. Let me turn up the mic just a bit. Avon says he's having trouble hearing me. Okay. That should be good. Effects TM. Is that a Pokemon reference? Well. Thanks for joining us regardless. Anyway. Now I've adjusted the volume. You guys should be able to hear me, just fine. Because according to my screen, my microphone is coming through. You guys tell me, are you getting audio on your end or not? Because on OBS it says that the volume is going through okay. Must be your D Live. Hello, Septal Manu. Alright, so we got some people coming in. We're going to go ahead and pick up right where we left off. I actually don't remember that much about what was happening since, you know, last week I didn't do World of Dreams live stream because something came up. But I'm back this week, so we're just going to get right back into the groove of things. So it looks like we were at the point where we were sharing poems. Alright, so they're deciding on Sayori next. Alright, Ethan says audio loud and clear, so we should be good. I head over to where Sayori is just finishing showing her poem to Natsuki. Hey, Magi. Hey, Sayori. Ready to see my poem? Yep. I slide my poem over to her and then take a look at hers. Dear Sunshine, that's the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me kissing my forehead out of bed. Okay, so yeah, we saw this one. It's the poem from the original. So you guys know how this one goes. Is this the same poem from the game? Yep. She definitely wrote this poem in the morning. No wonder she was so rushed. Wait and see. Sayori's also tearing up at my poem. When she's done, she puts it down. This poem, it's unlike you to write something so sad. Is it that bad? No, not at all. I just wasn't expecting this. It's good. Shame it isn't my poem. We'll write 2 poems tonight. You sure? I'm sure. I scratched the back of my neck. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yep. What do you think of mine? I grin. I gotta ask, did you write this poem in the morning? No, just a little bit. Good old Sayori. No wonder you were in a rush. Well, this is a good poem, but it's a bit sad, too. Huh? I mean, especially the line about not waking up. If you slept forever, I'd never see you. But wouldn't you be happier? Whoa, way too direct. No, of course not. You may not realize this, but one of the reasons I get up in the morning is because I know I'll get to see you, even if lately it's been from a distance. Like I said, you're my bestest friend in the whole wide world. If you were sleeping forever, the world would be a lot grayer. No one can replace you. Trust me, just like you say in the poem. I trust you. Good. Keep up the good work. Your poem today was great. Thanks, Meiji. But be ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. I look forward to it. That last line is so you. I made eggs and toast. Were they good? Yep. Good, can I have my poem back now? Sorry, we exchanged poems again. She gets hers back and I get mine. Thanks, Magi. Anytime. I look over and see Yuri a little ways off looking at me nervously, her poem held up to cover her face. I approach her next. Hi, Magi. Hey, Yuri. I forgot to ask earlier, but are you doing better? A bit better. Thank you for helping me. Like I said, you're a fellow club member. I won't stand to have my club members and my friends being harassed. So, are you ready to share poems? It's embarrassing, but yes. I take her poem and look over it, reading it for Meji's sake. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. So, This is another one from the original game, so we'll press forward. You guys have all heard it before. Yuri's looking over my poem. This is amazing. It is? Did I say that out loud? Yes, and thank you. Your poem is amazing too. Although for mine, I will admit that I wrote this a while ago for fun and just tightened it up for today. He's going to hate me. Yuri? Take your time. Yuri takes a deep breath and a minute to collect her thoughts. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Not much, I'm afraid. I've written a few poems in the past, but that was just for fun. Total lie. I've written a lot more, but I'm still playing Magi, so I've got to make it sound believable for Mr. Bland. Alright, please tell me that was a thought and Magi heard that thought. Oh, come on. This is the first time I've ever shown anyone my poems, so it's a bit embarrassing. But I'm looking forward to the feedback. Yuri puts the poem down. Well, first of all, the story you weave into the poem is exceptional. Your use of unusual words to describe mundane things is pretty impressive, like here. So this seems like a bit of a self-pat on the back for the writer of the mod. Just saying. If the writer actually did write poems and now all of the girls are impressed with them, oh my god, such a profound, amazing, emotional, passionate poem. And then, yeah, just a little self-pat on the back there. She points to the second stanza. Flooded and flowed. Those words aren't usually associated with crowds, and it makes them stand. Or that's not true. Like you could say the crowd is flooded all the time, and flowed. I mean, flowed is unusual, but flooded, yeah, I'd say that's a common word for crowds. That was my intention. Also, it's fitting that the crowd is described as mindless when he's one of them. Someone in mourning would definitely feel and act mindless. Although I have to ask, why was the scene with the soldiers in it? Well, that was probably because I wanted to include some fantasy elements. I didn't want there to be a reason he fell off the tree. Maybe he could have just slipped, but in that case, the conflict in his mind wouldn't have been brought out. I frown and consider. I didn't mean anything by it. Hey, keep going, this is helping. Well, Yuri takes another deep breath. I really enjoy the use of the word slithering. It's a remarkable way to describe traffic. Yeah, that's a little bit unusual, but it's also fitting. So yeah, I'll give you that one. I think so too. The way you say you wrote this years ago? Yeah, I found it last night and dug it out and polished it for today. I look forward to seeing what else he writes. Thanks. What else can you tell me? Well, it's such a long poem, and I'm sure Natsuki would like to give you her thoughts too. What do you think of my poem? Sorry if my handwriting is bad. I noticed you took your time reading it. Are you kidding? Your writing is phenomenal. I'm just not used to reading cursive. Also, one thing I want to point out is that Yuri gave 0 critiques to that poem, even though initially she said he's going to hate me. And then she gave nothing but compliments. So, I don't know if that was an oversight or if they're trying to imply that Yuri thinks that, that he was going to hate her because he gave no criticism, or because she gave no actual criticism of the poem. But, I don't know, you can take that for what you feel it's worth. I think maybe it was just a slight oversight, but we'll move on. Oh, I see. As for your poem, well, I have to say your use of symbolism is quite layered. It seems to me, though, that this person in the poem is describing fears of change using quite the impressive metaphors. By the way, if he's supposed to be, as he called him, Mr. Bland, then he's doing a pretty poor job right now, because he's going into, you know, all this detail about Yuri's poem at a much more, at a much more profound level than MC did in the original game. So he's not doing a good job acting like MC right now. The world around them is constantly hurtling towards the future, which they describe as sickening. Green-blue light isn't something normally seen as sickening, so the dichotomy is perfect. Amber is a warm, comforting color by contrast to the modern lights you're referring to. Dude, slow down, you're breaking her. I went on a tangent, didn't I? So, is he trying to out Yuri right now? And is he doing it on purpose, or is this just trying to imply that the player is really, really into poetry? And more than that, he's really, really into Yuri's style of poetry. You're fine. It's just you're pretty perceptive. I'll take that as a compliment coming from the smartest one in the room. I really look forward to your next poem. Me too. Trust me, this time I'm going to write one from scratch. I hope I haven't gotten rusty. Talk to you soon. Looking over my shoulder, I see Natsuki tapping her foot impatiently. I walk over to her. Took you long enough. I was saving the best for last. I hand her my poem. Tell me what you think. Fine. Only because Monica will probably force me if I don't. I don't remember Natsuki being this... begrudging on the very first day. In fact, if I recall, Natsuki was actually excited to read the player's first poem, even if it was to make fun of him for having bad poetry. But I don't remember her being this begrudging until maybe the second or third day. She snatches my poem out of my hand and then nervously hands me hers. I read over her poem. Eagles can fly. Yep, we've seen this too. I read it a few more times, slowly decoding the message. The message is very, very obvious, man. How are you going to go that in-depth about Yuri's poem immediately, but then you're going to read Natsuki's poem a few more times to slowly decode the message? I feel like Natsuki's message, it jumps out at you immediately. In fact, they even say that in the original game, that the whole thing with Natsuki's poems is that the message is supposed to just jump out at the reader. Whereas with Yuri, it's left for a lot more interpretation. So how's Yuri the one that you're gonna just, get at such a profound level immediately, and Natsuki's is the one that you're gonna like, I'm not sure I quite get it. Let me read it a few more times. Like, are they doing that on purpose? I don't know. Natsuki's taking the time to read my poem. Seriously? You wrote a freaking novel here. It's an older poem of mine. I didn't have much time yesterday to write a fresh one, but I will tonight. Well, at least the story is easy to follow. If I recall, I'm not all that sure that it was. I think, actually, I remember being a little bit confused as to what exactly was going on. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, oh, and of course, Natsuki is going to have nothing but good things to say, too. She likes this poem, but it's long and cumbersome, isn't it? Oh my god, everybody is so impressed by the writer's poetry. Natsuki rereads my poem, slowly mouthing the words. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Well, I mean, one bad thing that she said is that it was too long. She just said you wrote a freaking novel here. Oh, come on, I want your opinion. That's why we're sharing. So all the girls are giving the most positive reaction. Hello, Zayamator. Thanks for joining us. Ugh. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. Out of all the people, Natsuki should be the one who hates this poem. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, well, it's not that great. But let me show you what real literature looks like. If it was me, I would make them hate it. Classic British humor. Yeah, you're not wrong, Avon. Self-deprecation. That seems to be the building block of a lot of British humor. And, Kiwi XVI, thank you for the follow. And, oh my god, guys! With Kiwi's follow, that means we have hit 100 followers on Twitch. Damn! Congratulations, Kiwi! The 100th follower. Mystic Ace, OWO. Natsuki is blonde because this mod is supposed to take... I mean, it's kind of ambiguous, but basically, this mod is sort of supposed to have some collision with the real world. It's not entirely clear yet. So all the girls have more realistic hair colors. And, I mean, the mod is World of Dreams, so if you want to see the premise for yourself, then, excuse me, then you can look back at the previous episodes that we did and see what all has happened so far. Jordy Kunyan, he says, damn, that's epic. I mean, yeah, I like the mod so far. It's definitely one of the better ones. I mean, I say this about every mod, but yeah, it's not perfect. There's some things that I would probably change, but I mean, I do say that it's one of the better ones for sure. Anyway. Okay, so, well, you can actually clear this up for me, Z. Is it, Z Yamatar, or is it Z Lamatar? Like, because it has the word llama and then tar in it. So do you want it to be like llama, like Spanish, or do you want it llama, like the animal? If you just clear that up for me, then yeah, I'm good. But I'm glad that you liked my pronunciation. I'm glad you're happy with it. Of course I don't understand. You're not being clear with me. I'll be honest, I tend to be pretty oblivious at times. Something I'm trying to change. I tend to be pretty oblivious 2 minutes after I dissected the hell out of Yuri's poem. I just want your honest opinion. Is that wrong? She looks away. I sigh but smile. Well, at any rate, your poem may be short, but it's pretty damn direct. Llama, like the animal. Okay, cool. So, Zelamatar. Okay, got it. I like how you use a semi-rhyme scheme to emphasize your point, only for the last line to fall flat. And now, oh my god, wow. Isn't the... That's where the XVI comes from. XVI like a 16, or XVI like just the letters? I guess you could go with either or. Anyway. So it's going to be Kiwi 16, then? That would be your name. But anyway, holy hell. Congratulations, Kiwi, on being the 100th follower. Hey man, can I put something in your head? I mean, I'm kind of talking about 3 things at once here. We just got 100 followers. I'm trying to get people's pronunciation. Imagine Yuri in a juggernaut suit. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Anyway, so yeah. The player, such a genius, such a poetic genius, right? Again, I feel like this is more backpatting. Whoa, and then we have Ghost780, the 101st follower. Man, I gotta update my number here. Give me 1 second, hold on. So... Just let me make one little change. I'm not even sure if it can, whoa, Mystic Ace OWO. Man, oh man! Guys, slow down. If you hit 105, I'm gonna have to change it again. Man, thank you guys so much for the follows. I appreciate it. We just hit 100 and now we're going beyond. You guys are awesome. So here, let me edit this real quick. I don't even know if this will change on stream, but maybe it will. So here we go. There we go. And now save, and let's see if it updates on the stream. Yes, it did. Whoops, hold on. No, I don't want that. I still want that to be there. There we go. And I can update it live. Okay, that's cool. It technically is supposed to be 16, but I intended for it to be set as XVI. Okay, so Kiwi XVI then. Or Kiwi XVI, whichever one you prefer. Anyway, getting back to the mod. But thanks again for the follows, guys. That is awesome. 100 Twitch followers. That is so cool. So, I like how you use semi-rhyme scheme to emphasize your point, only for the last line to fall flat. Basically, he's saying what Natsuki says in the original, symbolizing how even though we can try, we don't always succeed. The interruption of the rhyme scheme perfectly encapsulates that feeling. Jeez, did you swallow a freaking thesaurus, or are you just trying to show off? What do you mean? All he did was say what you were going to say. You make great videos. I think you deserve 105 followers. Well, thanks, Zelamatar. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys enjoy my stuff. Neither. I'm just stating my opinion. Well, at least you get it. Everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a simpler style. Sure, you can have sophistication and make intellectuals think. Hell, some people enjoy that, but poetry doesn't just have to tell a story. It can have a message. This poem's message is one that's easy to comprehend and hits you hard. Very hard. I mean, damn. Exactly. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. Caesar equals best Doki tuber. Well, damn. I appreciate that, Avon. You really feel that way? Muramoto-san. I'm gonna butcher these names, by the way, guys. I'm sorry about that. You're incredibly talented. I'm sure you know this, but there's no point in comparing yourself to others. If someone's good at, say, piano and you're not, that's fine. You're probably better at baking than anyone in the entire school anyway. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I've learned a lot today. I hand her poem back and she gives me mine. Well, okay. Well, that's everyone. I watch as Natsuki goes over to Yuri. Monika and Sayori are just finishing their poetry exchange and are putting their poems away. I head over to them. Hey, you two. Ah, hello again, Magi. Hi! All done over here? Yep, we just finished showing each other our poems. Sweet. Hey, Caesar? Yeah. Think you could ask how these two met? After what you told me about Monika, I'm a bit concerned. Fair point. It wasn't even mentioned in the game, but it was implied that Monika and Sayori were best friends at this point. I find myself wondering how they became best friends too. Hey, got a question for you two. Yes? How'd you two meet? Ooh, let me tell it. Ha, sure thing, Sayori. We actually met a month ago. I was getting a book for a class and saw Monika sitting at a desk. Ah, we get a flashback. That's cool. And nice anime chill-out music here. I was in the library after school about a month ago. Akimoto-sensei wanted a book for a class the day after, but she had no time to get it, so I volunteered. Where's that book? Sensei said it was somewhere. I was looking around, then I saw Monica sitting at the librarian's desk. I volunteered to do it that day. Really? How come? You'll see. Go ahead, Sayori. Right. I thought maybe she might know since she was at the desk. Excuse me. Yes? Can you help me? I'm looking for a book. Oh, what book? Records of Ancient Matters. Akimoto-sensei forgot to grab it before class, so she asked someone to get it for the next class. I see. Well, let's go find it. I think it's over here. Monica found it in record time since she's so smart. Ha, I'm not as smart as you think, Sayori. I just know how our library works. You are smart, though. No argument from me. Ah, thanks. Monica found it for me pretty fast. Yep, here it is. Oh, thanks a lot. Ha, of course. Hey, are you okay? Sorry? Well, you seemed sad when I came in. Is everything alright? I did? Well, it's nothing too important. I was just thinking about starting a new literature club, and I was looking for books. That's why I volunteered for librarian duty today. Oh, literature club. That sounds fun. Really? You think so? Yeah, sounds like it'd be a fun experience. I'm Fujioka Sayori from Class 3B, by the way, so it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Fujioko-san. I'm Asano Monica from Class 3D. Oh, you're Asano-san? Yes, that's me. Don't believe the rumors. Oh, don't worry, I don't listen to rumors. Rumors are dumb. Agreed. Actually, I think I've heard about you too. You have? Yep, I could use a vice president who's as good with people as you are. Do you want to join me? Really? Me? Why though? I heard about how you diffused the situation between those two girls in the hall the other day. Didn't they say that when Sayori had the opportunity to become the vice president, she immediately jumped at the idea? Like, the idea that Sayori would be like, me? Why? That just, it seems to not fit the story very well. That was nothing. No, it really wasn't. I don't think I'd have been able to stop them, and I used to be in the debate club. Used to? Yeah, I quit. The politics in the club was tearing the club apart. I wanted to make something that I enjoy and that others can too. I see. I'd love to be your vice president. Oh, and you can call me Sayori. That's what my friend calls me. Well, in that case, you can call me Monica. Now then, let's see about forming that club. Yay, let's go. And then we left to find out how to register our club. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. How'd you get Natsuki and Yuri to join? Maybe you're just jealous that Magi appreciates my voice more... advice! Tongue-tied there, more than he appreciates yours. Alright, the fight. Look over at the two girls who have by now stood up and are now facing each other. That doesn't sound good. I'm gonna try and stop it. Be careful. I will. Huh, and how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? Well, first of all, Yuri didn't give any advice. And Natsuki... Actually, Natsuki didn't give any advice either. Mr. Zara the Mont, or Mance, whichever way you pronounce it, hello to you as well. So neither of these girls actually gave any advice, so if they're arguing over who gave better advice, then, well, there's nothing to argue, because neither of them gave any advice. They just said, oh, your poem's really, really good. Yuri looks damn good with black. Well, if you think so, Mystic Ace, then might I recommend a series of mine for you to watch on my YouTube channel. It is called the DDLC Meta Series. If you've watched it, then you'll get to see, kind of Yuri in black, but with a bit of a twist. And I know that sounds really vague, but if you watch the series, then it will take you on a trip. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not trying to brag or anything. But right now, the series is about 75 episodes long, so if you want a lot of DDLC content, then, shameless plug. My YouTube channel, Caesar Madrazo, my most popular thing on that channel is the Meta Series, and I highly recommend it. Because, yeah, about 75 episodes, roughly, I want to say maybe... it's about 40 hours of content, I want to say, put together. And Lamatar, thank you. DDLC Meta is a really good mod series. Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you enjoy it. But yeah, definitely the most popular thing far and away on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen it, but you like DDLC, I highly recommend it. No, that's not true at all. What the hell? That wasn't in the game. Well, it was, but Yuri wasn't upset. She was supposed to be nervous, defensive. If I was, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Wait, hold on. That transition wasn't right. Okay, well, okay, it was kind of right. It was different. Aiden says, yes, love the meta series. Thanks, man, I appreciate that. Oh my god, she looks pissed. What the hell's going on here? Uh-oh! Is Yuri turning into, well... I'll say... Now, you know what? No spoilers. We got people in here who haven't seen the series yet, so no spoilers. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as the newbie started showing up. My boobs have nothing to do with this. Whoa! Maybe we're going into Act 2 a little bit too early here. Suddenly, both girls turn to me as I briskly walk up to them. What's going on over here? Magi, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, newbie. Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and emotions most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Magi? I bring my fist up and slam it into the desk, startling everyone. That's a little bit of an overreaction, but okay. Enough. Yeah, definitely a bit of an overreaction. I don't think slamming your fist onto the desk after a few short exchanges is appropriate. What he should have done is basically just, you know, gotten his hands up with the two girls and say, hey, 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 to get their attention, then say, and then calm them down. I think, you know, they're having a slight disagreement. He just slams his fist. Enough! It's like overkill, I think. Anyway, I look at them both. What the hell's wrong with you two? What the hell's wrong with those two? That's also a bit of an overreaction here. She started it. That's not the point. You should have been the more mature one instead of acting like... Okay, now you're... yeah, okay. The player is the one that's overreacting here. Like, they were having a bit of an argument, you know, as sometimes people do, and now the player's just getting way too angry about this. Monica? Yes. Monica looks shocked, and Sayori's starting this exchange, jaw dropped, staring at this exchange. You were in the debate club last year. Ever heard of an ad hominem attack? It's a debate strategy where the person is attacked in the debate. The person is attacked instead of the idea. The moment you two began attacking each other personally, your argument became petty and childish. Hey there, bud, calm down is the real line he should have said. Yeah, something along those lines. I agree. Right now, the player looks like he's on a bit of a high horse right now. Just like getting like the player is overreacting to the degree to which these two were arguing. Basically, now he's lecturing them as if, you know, he's this big wise adult and the two of them are children. Mystic says, magic, I'm here now. Yep. Man, yeah. A lot of people have fun server hopping between YouTube, Twitch, and DLive. On Restream, I can stream on all three. Honestly, you're both high schoolers. You should be better. See, that's what I mean. Okay, professor. Go ahead and like, you two should be acting your age. You should be more mature than this. Like, what? Okay. Yuri looks away almost like she's about to cry, and Natsuki's looking in the opposite direction, face red with an unreadable emotion. Damn, I feel bad now. Well, you should feel like a douchebag, player, because that's what you're kind of being right now. You're acting like you're this... you're acting like you're this benevolent, wise person just talking down to these two for having a slight argument. Like, yeah, that was an overreaction on your part, and it seemed like you were just trying to stroke your own ego. I breathe in a bit. Hey, guys, I'm sorry for blowing up. That wasn't my intention. Mystic says, you have a lot of deserved subs, but you deserve more. Well, thanks, man. But please understand, both styles are equally as valid. Yeah, sorry that I keep having to turn away, guys. Besides, I liked both of your poems. Muramoto-san, yours might have been simpler, but I really felt the message of helplessness behind it. It was really impactful. And yours was so layered and can be interpreted in many different ways for many different readers. A very effective strategy. Ethan asks, is there going to be a download for the meta series at some point? That would be a lot of extra work for me. So, like, enough people would have to really want it for me to do that. So I'm going to say in all likelihood, no. But, even when I stop making the series is probably going to still be up on YouTube. Tell you what, why don't you both try and think of at least one thing you liked about the poems. Yuri, tell me one thing you liked about Morimoto-san's poem. Well, Avon, the thing about it, you're probably underestimating the amount of work that it would take to turn the meta-series into a full-blown mod. Like, you remember all of those choices that had to be made throughout the meta-series that the audience got to vote on? Well, we would have to make alternative scenarios for every single one of those choices. And that would just, like, basically, we would be having to make the meta-series, like, probably 5 times as big as it already is, and when you take all the episodes and put them together, it's already pretty freaking huge. So, yeah, I just think it would be an insane amount of work that could potentially take years. So, I'm just thinking that's not something that would be very feasible. The way the rhyme scheme drops at the end is really impactful. Okay, well, Yuri came up with that answer very quickly. They should have had they should have had Yuri think for a few seconds on that one. One thing you like about Yuri. And again, Natsuki comes up with an answer right away as well. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? And again, what the player is being such a wannabe parent right now. Like, I don't like this. This is and, you know, the mod seems to be acting as if the player is, you know, justified or the player is doing the right thing here. No, I think the player is being kind of a douche. I'm guessing you two are polar opposites when it comes to poetry and writing in general. But Monica doesn't want Caesar to stop making more, but then again, I only got to episode 24. Yeah, man, keep watching, because there's a lot more to see. But just because your styles are different doesn't mean that you go attacking each other personally. Yeah, we already covered that, player. You don't need to emphasize it again. Friends respect each other's differences. Be honest, didn't you at least learn one thing from each other today? Constructive, I mean. A few silent seconds pass, then Yuri slowly nods her head. Natsuki sighs and nods as well. Good. I take a deep breath and look down. And speaking of honesty, another moment of truth. Okay, here we go. So they're making the big reveal here. What? And that was I don't know. It seemed like a pretty quick segue. All right, so let's see how this goes. Oh, we got the really low music. I move so I can face everyone as best I can. I haven't been honest with everyone here. Yeah, this was way too quick of a segue. Like, it should have taken the player a few lines, say, hey, everybody, can I have your attention? I have something very, very important that I need to tell you. It seems like this scene was probably made a little bit quicker than other scenes. But anyway, let's see how it goes. This is going to sound insane, but I'm not Magi. The silence is palpable. Ha! Monica looks away. Natsuki and Yuri's guilt-ridden faces now look more confused. Sayori's tilting her head even more, in even more confusion, but it's Monica who's standing out. She's looking to the side, sadly. My heart is beating faster than a jackhammer. Magi, is this one of your Chunibyo games again? No, Sayori, I'm serious here. I turn to Yuri. Yuri, what do you know of dissociative identity disorder? Wait, you're another personality? That's as good as an explanation as any. What is it, Yuri? It's more commonly known as multiple personality disorder. It's caused when someone undergoes a traumatic event in their life. Their thoughts get so disjointed that they literally dissociate themselves from the traumatic and stressful situation. Sometimes this can manifest in the appearance of a new personality. That's the closest thing to an example I can come up with for what's happening to me and Magi right now. If we went to a doctor, I'm sure they'd instead be calling this the Magi disorder. The name of the person currently in charge of Meji's body now isn't him. It's actually a personality called Caesar Madrazo, aka me. Even though me, as Caesar Madrazo, I disagree with some of the choices that the player Caesar Madrazo is making. Where's Magi now, then? He's still here. I can hear him whenever he speaks to me. We've had decent conversations for the past few days. I look over at Sayori, my expression as placid, but also as serious as I can make it. Sayori, listen, that Sunday it was me who was in control, not Magi, but before you say anything, he was helping me the entire way. He told me about that cafe we went to, he showed me the way to the park, and he helped me when we were racing on those games at the arcade. I'll understand if you hate me now, but I couldn't keep lying anymore. Hold on, you're serious? So all this time we've not been talking to Magi, but some alternate personality? Okay. I love how quickly Natsuki was able to buy into this. Like, I feel like Natsuki would be incredibly doubtful of what's going on, and she'd be like, okay, you're cuckoo, kid. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much the explanation. I've got memories of a past life before ending up here. So what the player should have done, or what the writer should have done, Yuri looks better with black hair. Well, ghosts, watch the meta series, and you might find that there's a particular character in that series that you develop an affinity for, or that you absolutely detest. But without going into too many spoilers, just, yeah, if you like Yuri with black hair, all I'm going to say is watch the meta series. Anyway, so what the writer should have done here, I think, is have Natsuki and maybe even Sayori think that Magi is just going insane here, and have Monika accept it because she knows what's up, and have Yuri question it, but lean more towards the sides of accept, since it was put into the, multiple personality disorder example. I think that having some of the characters not entirely agree, or have some just think that it's crazy, and some of the other characters say, yeah, that makes sense, so what are we going to do now? I think that would have made for a deeper and more interesting storyline. Anyway, Magi, please tell me you're lying. It's a joke, right? Oh god, this hurts to see her like this, but I can't back down. Why would Sayori get so emotional about this? I mean, yeah, it's very crazy to hear, but it's not something that she would be getting super emotional over, I think. I think she'd just be like, well, like, what the hell? Like, what are you telling me right now? This is some crazy stuff you're saying. Just tell her I was kidding, please. I can't stand to see her like this. I feel Magi struggling to take control harder than ever before. Me neither, but it needs to come out. I look at Sayori again. I'm sorry, Sayori, but it's the truth. But don't worry, Magi is still here. If what you're saying is true, why didn't you say anything? I sigh and look down at the desk. I was scared and felt so out of place. When I woke in a strange house, I was sure I'd been kidnapped, but after Magi's consciousness woke up, we soon figured out what was going on. Why did you take me out on that Sunday then? Ah, yes, I got a glimpse of Magi's memories and saw how he regretted distancing himself from you, so I decided to try and help him. It was the least I could do. We both want to try and let Magi take control again, but we haven't had the time. Please, I know this sounds bizarre, but it's more than bizarre, it's insane. You expect us to believe that you're not Sayori's childhood friend that she's been boasting about for weeks just like that? Okay, so Natsuki is denying it. So she seemed to accept it earlier. Like, she seemed frustrated with the reality of it, but she seemed to accept it. Now she's denying it. And to top it off, you're making Sayori cry. If it was a joke, I'd have been able to forgive you, but making Sayori cry, inexcusable. Ow, that hurt. Based on what we know of the character's relationship from the original game, I think that Natsuki, this is a bit too strong of a reaction from Natsuki. I think that slapping, she wouldn't go to... First of all, I don't think Natsuki would slap the player for saying something like this. In the original game, Natsuki punched the player for saying something that she took as an insult to her poetry. But I don't think that she would do that if somebody was insulting Sayori. But whatever, different interpretations for different people. You're a monster. I'm not surprised Natsuki's pissed. She's calling him a monster? Now I think Natsuki's reaction is too strong on all accounts. Like, even from, I think from most reasonable interpretation, that would be just a bit too far for Natsuki to do. I hold my hand to my cheek. I know, and if you don't want me in the club anymore, I'll be more than... So, after all this time, trying to make the game go the way that it's supposed to go, now all of a sudden, the player's just like, okay, if you don't want me in the club anymore, then I'll be sure to leave. Completely moving away from the script of the story. So, like, what is the player's plan here? Like, does the player want the game to go as intended, or not? Hell, I'll even ask to be transferred to... What? Well, now you're just going completely off the grid. Like, what was all of that work for, then? Like, why would you go through all the trouble to try to keep the game the same, and then just throw that all the way by saying, okay, if you guys don't want me, then I can leave, I'll go to another school, yada, yada, yada. Why? Like, the player was also trying hard not to do anything to, you know, wreck Magi's life. What is this? Transfer? Yes, transfer. What? Is that a bluff from the player? Yeah, maybe the player's just trying to win sympathy points, but he's taking a very strong gamble here. And he's not gambling with his own life. He's gambling with Magi's life. So this... I mean, the player is being such a dick today. The player is being such an asshole. He is destroying all of that progress. And now he's making it even worse, taking this stupid little gamble of his. Like, man, the player sucks. I head over to grab Magi's back. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Wait, can I talk to you in private? Monica, you believe this bastard? We'll be back. She takes my hand and moves me out into the hallway. This is a sinister look that Monica has here. She pulls me into a nearby empty classroom. Her grip is like a vice. She grabs the lapels of my blazer and throws me against the wall, pinning me there. What the hell are you doing? Good question, Monica. Are you insane? I had to tell them. I take a deep breath. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout. It's just... It would have been one thing if Magi wasn't here anymore, but he's literally thrashing about right now, trying to take back control and tell the others it was a joke. Wait. So... Wait, hold on. That logic makes no sense. It would be one thing if Magi was not here. Then I wouldn't tell them. But because Magi is here and he really does not want me to tell them, I'm gonna tell them. What is that logic? I can't lie to them like that. But if Magi wasn't there, then you would have been perfectly okay with lying? What the hell? Monica looks away, tears falling. Damn it, those tears. My stomach falls. I can't bear to seeing her like this either. Why did you shout at her a few seconds ago also? I can't bear seeing any one of those girls like this, but especially her. Hey, Monica, were you planning on telling them about me? Were you going to tell them about us? Monica. I hug Monica close. She clings to me as if she won't ever get another chance. This is coming out of nowhere. I mean, I know that the player is supposed to have affection for Monica and all that, but he never said anything like that to her. I mean, yeah, she's talking right now as if they've been secretly together for a long time, but that's not the case. In her world, they did not meet. They met not that long ago, so this doesn't make any sense. This is like a... This story is kind of going off the rails a little bit for me. Right now there is no us, not no romantic us anyway. I told you we'd discuss that later, didn't I? Yeah, and Monica should already know that. So Monica getting emotional right now doesn't make a lot of sense. There seems to be a lot of unnecessary emotions in this episode. A lot of unnecessary, overblown emotions. Compared to what I saw in previous episodes. You didn't tell me you were planning this, because I knew you'd try and stop me and I couldn't have that. They need to know about me, if just partially. Why? Why do they need to know? Monica hits my chest softly. Damn it, you're reckless. Why is she getting so emotional? It doesn't make any sense. It's one of my bad traits. Oh yeah, now the player's trying to sound like, you know, player's such a badass. Player doesn't give a fuck. Player's gonna do what player feels is best. Saying that to all of them was the hardest thing I've ever done, and then that's including stepping up to Tani, and the people bullying Yuri earlier. She clings to me in silence for a while. That should not have been hard for the player to do at all, because this is not the player's life. This is Magi's life. Anything the player does is pretty inconsequential to the player's life. It's Magi's life that the player would be fucking up. I think actually the author agreed with me before on this, that because the player's in somebody else's body, that the player has that anonymity. Like, there's a lot less of a fear of consequence with the player's actions right now. So the player can pretty easily just say, fuck it, I'm gonna take the risk without much of a fear of consequence. Like a second playthrough? Well, no, because if it was a second playthrough, then Monica would still be of the opinion that she should not come back. And so, because remember, at the end of the game, Monica was like, okay, this isn't working out, so I'm just going to erase the game, and we don't have to see each other anymore. So if the player did a second playthrough, then Monica, like, if Monica was aware of the first playthrough, then Monica's reaction would probably be to re-delete the game. Because even in the original game, if you, let's say you delete Monica's file, she goes through the whole spiel about how she did so many horrible things. Then, when the game gets restored, if you try to put Monica's file back, then Monica will re-delete herself and say, please stop playing with my heart, I don't want to come back. So that would imply that if the player did do a second playthrough and Monica was aware of it, then she would just be like, no, we're not doing this again, and get rid of everything all over again. In fact, in Monica After Story, you can see a glimpse of that. Because she, at first, is distraught that the player brought her back. Until, you know, they talk a little bit more, and then she's like, okay, then we can live like this. Anyway, so let's continue. Caesar, I'm scared. I am too, and so is Magi. Of course I am, dumbass. Yeah, he just called me a dumbass. He's not wrong. True. Monica, from the bottom of my heart, I really am sorry. For what? I mean, I don't know if I'm just missing things here, or, like, if these are just things that are not being properly explained. Zelam Matar, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That's, yeah, Zelamatar, just in one word. Okay, sorry, I misread that. Same person. Zelamatar. It looks like it says Zelamatar on the Twitch. I just think it might be the idea they were going with. It could be clearer. Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a lot of things that are not being given a proper explanation here. Like, you can kind of see what they were going for, but there's no explanation as to why it is going in the direction that it is, and why the characters are reacting the way they are. That's why I think that maybe this scene was just made... It was just rushed, compared to a lot of the other parts of the mod, maybe. Actions do speak louder than words. Clever, using my own words against me. You're right, I'll try and be less impulsive. You'd better. Dude, I thought I was terrible with girls, but you've gotten everyone in that club to hate you in seconds. I lift Monica's chin so she's facing me. He just said there is no us. Now he's doing the chin lifting thing. That doesn't sound like that confident club president I remember from the game. Cut it out. You and I both know my confidence is a facade. Don't sugarcoat it for me. I know how you feel about me. I doubt you do, Monica. Despite how I come across, I do care deeply for you. You and the other girls, but you especially. Then why don't you trust me? I look out the window sadly and sigh. All I know about you, I learned from the game, and it's not pretty. I really do want to put all my trust in you, but there are things you need to know first. Tonight, I'll answer as many questions as I can. Thank you. But first we have to go back and calm everybody down. Natsuki's still pretty pissed, I'm sure. Sayori's broken, and I don't know about Yuri. And again, none of their reactions make any sense. Yeah, we should. Thank you. We head out and back to the club room. As we approach, we hear raised voices. I do believe him, Natsuki. I don't see any reason why he would make up a story like that. He made Sayori cry. Next time I see him, I'm going to punch him straight to the moon. Wow, she sounds pissed. Natsuki, whoa. This is a side area I haven't seen, like, either. Like ever, but I'll better keep an eye on that. Now's not the time for that. Why would Magi lie about this? He doesn't sound like the kind of guy who would go out of his way to hurt Sayori like that, at least from what Sayori told us. Caesar's new series, Mod Rants. It's not like I don't get what you're saying, but Monica enters. If you're that concerned, why aren't you comforting Sayori? I'll walk in behind her and close the door. Sayori's eyes are full of tears. Oh god, the eyes start to water. I can't help it. Michi's emotional about this, and so am I. Yuri and Natsuki are standing facing each other. Natsuki's face is red with rage, and... Why is Natsuki so angry about this? It does not make any sense! And Yuri's looking back with a serious expression. They barely know this kid. They should not be this emotionally invested in him this early in the game. Monica goes to console Sayori. The latter of the two look at me, and silence fills the room. Yuri's the first to speak. Madrazo-san, was it? I nod somberly. You can call me Caesar if you want. Well, is there anything that you need? You're helping this jackass? Advice. I need advice. I sit down Yuri next to me. How the hell do I let Magi take control back, even if for a brief time? Well, let's see. There are a few methods you could use to treat dissociative personality disorder. Hypnotherapy, talk therapy, psychotherapy, and so on. But your situation doesn't sound quite the same. No, it's like my soul has been torn from my body and jammed into this one, and I want to know if we can switch. Why not just let Magi take control permanently? After all, it's his body. Well, yes, Natsuki, but the question is how? Natsuki is such a twat in this mod. Because I don't want to die. I'm scared of death. I hug myself a bit. Suddenly, I feel a pair of slender hands on my shoulder. Magi, no, Caesar. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have lied to you. She wraps her arms around me. It's alright, Caesar, and Magi, if he can hear me, you're Magi's friend now, right? His friends are my friends. Well, Sayori had a pretty quick change of heart, which her initial reaction didn't make a lot of sense to begin with. I know you were scared. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make what I did right, though. So now you're having remorse over trying to keep the game the same? Yeah, this mod's starting to lose me. This mod's starting to break away from what it was. Like like I said, I don't know if this was just rushed or maybe they're just hoping that a lot of the stuff they're putting in here was implied. Or maybe they forgot to put in a reason why the girls would get so emotionally invested over somebody who's basically a stranger and why they would have such a strong reaction to him saying something that's kind of bizarre. But okay. She hugs me close, I smile sadly. Natsuki chooses that moment to interrupt. Oh, please, now he's acting all sad and stuff. You're all insane. Natsuki. Oh, she looks extremely pissed again. I can't believe how childish you're acting about this, and especially after Caesar chewed you out. Well, the chewing out that Caesar did was douchey of him. Natsuki looks away and begins to cry. It's not that. I just don't like it when people make... What? You know what? I already addressed that. I'm not going to say the same thing again. I've destroyed something precious here, haven't I? No, You've destroyed what? There was nothing here. I think maybe the creator thinks that these girls knew each other a whole lot better than they actually did in the original game. I think maybe that's what's going on here. The girls did not know each other this well in the original game. They weren't, like, it was implied that they weren't even really friends. They just happened to be in the same club together. But the way they're acting here, they're acting like Natsuki and Sayori they were like they grew up as sisters almost. Like, it's just off to me. Dude, just tell them you were lying. Well, I mean, Magi, it's pretty late for that. It's too late. Even if we did, do you think any of them would forgive us? Magi makes another effort to take control. Please, I sigh and stand. Caesar, this wasn't what I wanted, and it's certainly not what Magi wanted. Right now, he's trying desperately to take control and tell you all that he was joking. I look at them all, a new determination flows through me. Magi senses it and stops. But I'm not going to give up. I did say earlier that it would be easier to just leave, but that's the coward's way out. I'm going to work hard and make this deception up to all of you. So his primary concern now is not getting back to his world. Now his primary concern is making it up to these girls, who should not have had this strong of a reaction in the first place. Also, don't hold any of this against Magi. None of it is his fault. I bow low. Actions speak louder than words, and I will make it up to you all. What the player did wasn't even really that bad. He's calling it deception, which technically it was, but it wasn't that big of a deception. These girls, apart from Sayori and Monica knowing the player, these girls do not know Magi or Caesar that well. This should not be as big a deal as they're making it out to be. They're just, again, broken record, but the emotions are just way too overblown. On this day in particular, I think there was a little bit of that in previous days, but today it's just like, wow. Ah, stand up, you idiot. Hey, Sam Henson, thanks for joining us. This isn't some period movie. I smile a bit and stand. I know, and please believe me when I say I didn't... Well, Natsuki, of all people, should not be saying, hey, don't get so emotional. Natsuki's the one whose emotions are going way out of proportion here. Everybody's is, but Natsuki especially. So it's comedically dumb that she's the one that's saying that. And please believe me when I say I didn't want to make Sayori cry. Magi cares for her, and now so do I. Fine. Natsuki storms off. Sakina Ruth Viloria? I hope I pronounced that right. Shakina Ruth Viloria. Hello to you as well. Natsuki storms off. Monica looks at me proudly. Natsuki cries. Also, Natsuki, don't get emotional. Yeah, exactly, Avon. Exactly. Okay, everyone, I have an announcement. We've just gotten a new member. Please welcome Cesar Madrazo. I hope you'll treat him as well as you did when we thought he was Magi. It's nice to officially meet you, Caesar. Same to you, Yuri. Thanks for being so accepting of me even after I lied. I'll be working hard to let Magi through so you can meet him too. He's actually pretty cool, even if he isn't into literature as I am, unless you're like Muramoto-san, and think manga as literature. In that case, he's a literature god. Yeah. Hey! Hey, manga is literature. I know. Don't worry, Yuri. I know a bit more about literature than he does. Again, the player just, you know, being the pseudo-genius here. I look forward to hearing your opinion on Portrait of Markov when you finish. Good, because I want to hear about yours. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. Aside from this unusual turn, how did everyone enjoy poem sharing? After all of that big emotional spiel, they're just going to slide all that away and be like, oh, by the way, did you enjoy the poems today? No. No, come on. You can't do that. You can't just throw all of that overblown emotional garbage away and be like, okay, so moving on from that. So, poems, right? How did we enjoy that? Yeah, I don't like this day. I think this day was pretty poorly written. It was pretty fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was meh. I found it pretty enlightening. I enjoyed getting feedback. Oh, and I should also say, if we're doing this again, I'll be bringing in 2 poems, one by me and one by Magi. How will that work? He'll tell me what he wants to write, and I'll write it. And how do we know you'll write what he says? You could easily write something and say it was Magi's. So you believe him now? Ugh! Shut up. I get where you're coming from, but if anyone will know how Magi thinks it's Sayori, she'll be able to see if I'm lying first. Fine, I'll trust Sayori then. Sayori, I know I'm not Magi, so if you don't want to walk home with someone wearing a Magi suit, I get not at all. I did say any friend of Magi's is a friend of mine. Just Literature Club. Hey, this is World of Dreams, the DDLC mod. Right, of course. Well, if no one objects, we can do the same thing tomorrow. I look forward to seeing how you all express yourselves. By the way, the level to which they're just, again, I feel like poems should be the last thing on their mind after everything that was just said here. I feel like they should be like, whoa, okay, we gotta figure this shit out. Just Literature Club, I just did. It's a World of Dreams, the DDLC mod. Monica looks at me. I hope you and Magi do alright. We'll do our best. Alright, Caesar, let's go. Sayori rushes out, whistling. And now she's carefree about this? Now Sayori suddenly is just so, like, happy and carefree about this? What is this? Ready to go? Yep. We head down the street again. Caesar, can I ask you something? Sure, ask away. I like poems in DDLC, but yeah, once the big reveal happens, poems should stop. You are his friend, right? Magi's friend? I'd like to think we are. Fine, since we're stuck with each other, I guess I'll call you my friend. You've done a lot for me after all, but I've done so little, and Magi, seriously, this persecution complex of yours can get a little annoying. I keep telling you it's okay, you've done a lot for me, if it weren't for you, so I'd be so lost. What did Magi say? Ah, please don't tell her. He's asking me not to say. Oh, I see. Damn it. Just let me tell her. It's embarrassing, plus I don't want her to worry. It's a friend's job to help when they're down. Fine. Magi's feeling super down right now. He feels useless. What? Magi, listen to me. You're not useless. You've been helping Caesar with running your life, right? So don't call yourself useless. You really think so, Sayori? Do you think so? Magi wants to know. Yes, I do. Magi, you're an incredible person. Not that you're not Caesar. Okay, now Sayori's pulling a Yuri move. Sayori, calm down. I know you're closer to Magi. We did just meet after all. Yeah, I guess you're right. Silence overcomes us again. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask. Do Yuri and Muramoto-san always act like that? Completely argumentative. I mean, Magi and I were both curious about that. No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people, although that's the first time I've seen Yuri so angry. You don't hate them, do you? Either of you? No, not at all. We don't hate them. We were just concerned. I take a deep breath. Seriously, are you really okay with this? I mean, I've hijacked the body of your best friend, and I don't know how to give it back to them, even temporarily. Yeah, I'll be fine. Besides, you treated me so kindly these past couple of days, and you stood up for Magi and me, not to mention Yuri. You're a good person. Just stop being so impulsive. It's a bad habit I have. I'll do my best. Good. we keep walking for a while. Then I remember the question I was about to ask before being interrupted. I think it'd be a good idea to get her mind off of what happened earlier today. Hey, Sayori, yes? How did you and Monica get the others to join? Oh. So, guys, before I continue on, we're about 1 hour in, and I'd like to give myself a little bit of a vocal rest. So, I am going to take a quick break, maybe about a 5-minute break. Let me go ahead and turn the music off here, and I'm going to switch into an ambience. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I just need to rest my voice, maybe get some water. And after that, we will continue on for maybe another hour. So here we go. Let me get to this. And I should probably change this since it's not Valentine's Day anymore. So let me look for another picture here. This is appropriate. Okay, how come it's not... Oh, is it this one? Then, Okay, now I know what to do. There we go. That's an appropriate picture. Now then, let me get on some appropriate / entertaining music. All right. Here we go. Okay, guys, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you soon. And there we go, mic on, and I am back, folks. Let me go ahead and get the music volume up. Alright, now then, continuing where we left off. Ruben the 2 says manga is literature. Alright guys, so we're going to go for maybe 1 more hour, and then we're going to call it a stream, but let's continue on. Sorry, just making sure I'm good to go. We've actually got Natsuki and Yuri to join the day after Monica and I met. Another flashback. I do like the flashback sequences. I do think that those are really cool. Oh, by the way, Avon, since you're here, if you want to keep power leveling off stream, just so that you're further ahead for when we're back to you can't join us for the EverQuest streams, then we can do that after this stream is done. Ruben the 2, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Man, we're about to hit 105 Twitch followers. That's awesome. I appreciate y'all's following. Alright, so Monica and I met during the lunch day after we first met. We were reading over the student handbook. Okay, so this says in order to make an official club, we need at least 4 members and a place to meet. Where would we meet up, though? I asked about that after you left yesterday. Our club room would be the middle school classroom 3D. An entire classroom? I know, I was surprised too. But that's where the last literature club met before disbanding 2 years ago. I'm still surprised we don't need an advising teacher, though. In my middle school, all clubs and teachers had teachers advising the class. Do you know why? I'll ask later. But in the meantime, we need club members. Can you think of anyone? I couldn't think of anyone at first, then I saw Yuri come in. She was carrying a book. Oh, what about her? Yeah, I've seen her reading during most lunches. Want to go ask her with me? Yep. Excuse me, are these seats taken? Huh? No, not at all. Poor Yuri, she probably wasn't expecting that, was she? Not really. Can I ask you something? Another we got, Jack Littleton. Jack Littleton, thank you for the follow, and we are at 105. Man, I've got to update my number again. 105 followers. That is so cool. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the follows. I really do appreciate it. Here, let me just make the adjustment here again. Now I need to adjust the number to 110. We are at 105. Thank you guys so much for following. I'm glad that you enjoy my stuff. And I'm really glad that you're here watching me and that you're following. I really appreciate y'all. Can I ask you something? Yoshika Yuri, class 3E. Ah, Yoshika-san. Cody Jukins says, what is poppin'? We're just playing some World of Dreams here. Make it 120 so you don't have to update every 15 minutes. Well, that's the thing. This is a rare day where I'm getting so many followers in one day, so I usually do like to do it in increments of 5. But yeah, Avon's right. Big up to the Twitch people. You guys are great. I'm Asano Monica from Class 3D, and this is Fujioka Sayori from Class 3B. Hi. Hello there. I couldn't help but notice that you enjoy reading. Ah, yes, much of my free time is spent in the pursuit of literature. Oh, cool. Would you like to join our literature club? A literature club? I wasn't aware our school had one. We don't, not right now anyway. Sayori and I are trying to form one, and we're looking for members. Would you be interested in joining? I don't know. I've never been in a club before. Would I be useful there? Well, I'd prefer that the club have a more relaxed atmosphere. You heading out?
Yeah.
Alright, see you, hon. While I think having activities for the club will be appropriate, we don't have to do them often. It's going to be a fun and relaxing club. Wouldn't it be nice to have a place where you could just read in peace? Yes, I suppose that would be a pleasant experience. No pressure, right, Monica? No, none whatsoever. I won't force you to join. I just figured you would be interested and wanted to extend the offer. You can take the time to think about it if you want. If you do decide to join, go ahead and come find me or Sayori. It's going to be a fun club. I hope you join. Thank you for your kind consideration, and thank you for listening. Sorry if we interrupted you. No, it's okay. I'm quite intrigued by your offer. See you later. Hopefully. Indeed. Goodbye. Huh, yeah, I suppose Yuri would be a bit uncomfortable from what I've seen of her anyway. Yeah, Monica and I kind of ganged up on her a little bit, but we weren't mean. I believe you. So how did you get Natsuki to join? Oh, well, we convinced her a bit more easily than Yuri. We actually found her after school the next day. Can a skeleton read? Sans can read. He proved that he can read. Papyrus proved that he can kind of read. So, yeah. By the way, for those of you that watch my EverQuest streams, you haven't seen this guy yet, but I actually do have a character based off Sans in EverQuest. Are you sure about this, Sayori? Sure about what? Well, it's just that this Muramoto-san you mentioned doesn't sound like she's into literature like Yoshika-san was. That was what the argument was about, though. Argument? The one from the other day? Yeah, she was arguing with someone about literature. Oh, there she is. We saw Natsuki sitting on one of the benches reading a manga. Excuse me? Hmm? Oh, it's you. Yay, you remembered me. Well, you did help me. Who's this? I'm Asano Monica, Class 3D. Fujioka Sayori, Class 3B. Sans probably can only read in Comic Sans. Well, he talks in Comic Sans, that's for sure. Glitter Force? I think yeah. It's a little small on my screen, sorry about that, but I think that says Glitter Force. In fact, let me see if I can somehow make this a little bit larger so I can read those a little bit better. But yeah, Glitter Force, thank you for the follow. 106 out of 110. Very nice. Can I help you with something? Maybe you can. The two of us are hoping to start a literature club. Would you like to join? Huh? A literature club? Why me? I don't read big books like those bookworms in the library do. I remember you saying that something was literature. Yes, manga. Manga is literature. I know someone who'd agree with you about that. So, are you interested? I don't know. What would you going to do in the club? Alright, so a typo there. I think the author's not here today, but yeah, little typo there if you see this later. Have you ever heard of Glitter Force? I have not. Read long and boring novels? Not all the time. We'd probably have some activities, but I'll try and make them enjoyable for all members. Can I keep my manga in the club room? Sure, we can figure something out. Well, I'm not in any clubs, and I could certainly use a place to... Never mind, I suppose I could give your new club a try. And are there any other members? We asked someone earlier, but they said they'd think about it. Okay. Excuse me? Yoshika-san? Oh, have you decided already? Yes, I have. I went home yesterday and thought about it. I think joining a club will be quite beneficial to me. Really? Yay. Who's this? This is the person I was telling you about, Yoshika Yuri. Really? It's a pleasure to meet you. Muramoto Natsuki. Of course, Muramoto-san. Hey, since we're all going to be in the same club, let's call each other by our first names. Oh, are you sure? Of course. What do you think, Monica? Well, if you're all comfortable with that, I don't see why not. I don't mind. Well, if everyone else is okay with it. Great, let's go get our club registered. Whoa, slow down there, Sayori. Let's do that tomorrow. All the teachers are already gone, I'm sure. Sorry, got a bit excited. So, are you all okay meeting out here after school tomorrow so we can register the club? That's perfectly fine with me. Michaela, don't feel bad about it. I'm going to be going for probably another 55 minutes or so. Or 50 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes since I came back. That's perfectly fine with me. Sure, why not? I'll tell my dad I'll be home a bit later tomorrow. Very Epic says, this is the best DDLC mod, no cap. I mean, I disagree. Before this stream, I would say that it was a very good mod, but then some stuff happened in today's episode that really did not make sense to me, so... It kind of lost me a bit. It's still not a bad mod, it's just, after today, I'm thinking maybe it's not quite as good as I thought it was at first. I'll be free after school. Great, then let's meet here tomorrow. See you all then. After that, we met up the next day and started the club. That's pretty cool, actually. No kidding. I'll look around and say that we've reached Magi's and Sayori's neighborhood. Meta is the best mod, says Avon. And then it says, just kidding, it's not a mod. You're right, it's a mod series. These are in order of small height to biggest height. Ruben the 2 says, oops, looks like we're almost home. Yeah. Sayori, is something wrong? It's just Magi, Caesar. Sorry for how I acted earlier. Aiden Tony says, this is a good one, no doubt. Or, tis a good one, no doubt. The meta series? If that's what you mean, then thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to bring the mood down. I should be the one apologizing. I'm the one who brought it down. Although I should say Magi wasn't quite on board with me telling all of you. He didn't want to worry you, and neither do I. Even though I've only known you for a few days, I do care for you. And everyone in the club, too. At any rate, I'll see you tomorrow. I have 2 poems to write. Okay, good night, you two. Good night, Sayori. That was, without a doubt, the weirdest day I've ever had. You're telling me today could have gone so much better, and it could have gone a lot worse. What the... Monica's in the house. I look down at the front step. Sure enough, there's a pair of female shoes there. Fucking Monica. I'll walk into the living room and see Monica casually sitting on the couch. Are Magi's parents home? I raise an eyebrow. Do you really not have any other clothes, or did you just rush or teleport over here after we left? Nice to see you again, too. And to answer that, it's a mixture of both. I don't have a home. For real? Wait, you're homeless? What the hell? No way. It's not something mentioned in the game, I guess. Recently homeless after my parents kicked me out for leaving... No. No. Come on. No, no. Well, hold on. Before I outright dismiss it, let's hear the explanation. She trails off. This is obviously an uncomfortable topic for her. Magi, is your sister about Monica's size? I think so. Monica, stand up for me a bit. Huh? Like this? Yep. I walk around here letting let Magi get a better look. Caesar, what are you doing? Just a second. Wait, Magi, thoughts? Yeah, she and Aiko are pretty similar. Are you two checking me out? No, well, yes, but not for the reasons you think. Not for the only reason, horn dog. Oh, quiet, you. Meji's telling me his older sister is the same size as you. Come on, let's see if we can find some older clothes for you to wear besides those. I lead Monica up to Aiko's room, and we go to a closet with a few of her clothes hanging. Choose whichever clothes you want, and I'll grab a towel. So Glitter Force just provided a link to my Twitch on Twitch. So, well, I don't know if he meant to put that elsewhere, but thanks for the promotion. I'm sure you would really love to shower after being in those clothes for who knows how long, right? So why would none of the girls ever comment on how bad Monica smells if what Monica's saying here is true? I'm not going to dismiss the possibility that Monica's lying right now, but I mean, if this is actually true, then this shit is just ridiculous. Her parents kicked her out of the house after she left the debate club. I mean, come on. Really? Yeah, if I could. This mod is really losing me today. Of course, leave your uniform in the basket in the bathroom and I'll try and get them washed before tomorrow. I walk downstairs to the end of the hallway, I grab one of the spare towels and put it in the bathroom's outer room. Meiji, what do you think would happen if we asked your parents to let Monica stay here until her situation improves? So the whole purpose of this is so that Monica and the player can spend a lot more time together. Well, I don't know. They might be a bit worried about anything happening between us. You can... A legit explanation would be no house cause no route, but then this is supposed to be real. Well, yeah, I mean, Avon, yeah, they could have made that work a different way, though. Like, they could have... I mean, it would have taken it would have taken more thought. But they could have made this work. But, my god, this is just a cop-out right here. Her parents kicked her out of the house because she quit the debate club. That is just... No. No. That's all I can say. Just no. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but my mom is a pretty big worrywart. Really? I hadn't noticed. Oh, shut up. Kidding. Alright, let's call them. I pull out Meji's phone and call up his mom. 1.5 rings later, she picks up. Hey, Mom, Meji, you don't normally call unless there's an emergency. Everything alright? Are you sick again? Need me to come home? No, Mom, I'm alright. Just need to ask you a really big favor. What is it? Well, it's like this. I just found out a member of my club needs a place to stay, and I said she could stay here for a while. No, you didn't! You didn't say she could stay there. You're asking if she can stay there. Yeah, exactly, Avon. Why would they do that? I guess she got kicked out of her house or She just told you! She told you she got kicked out of the house because she quit the debate club. I was hoping, well, that she could stay with us for a little bit until she gets her situation figured out. I know it's a huge favor, but I'd feel like a terrible person if I just turned her down, or turned her out. Silence on the other end. Wow, this is a big favor. Let me call you back. I need to discuss it with your father. Where's this clubmate now? I'm letting her use the shower and giving her some of Aiko's clothes. Will she fit in them? They're about the same size, yeah. I'll at least allow that. But as for staying, it's a big decision. I understand if that doesn't work, maybe Sayori's family would be willing to take her in for a while. Sayori's mom would jump on that. We'll let you know, okay? Sure, Mom, take your time. Love you, sweetie. Love you too. Bye. Click. I sit on the couch, I hear the shower going and Monica humming. Humming? Really? She's humming right now. Alright, that's what's making me think that maybe this is bullshit and maybe Monica's lying. Because we know that Monica, in the third act, we learn that Monica likes to play jokes and that she kind of gets a kick out of making the player a little bit uncomfortable. So this could be just Monica fucking with the player and with Magi, but we'll see. I'm sure if your parents don't let Monica stay here, Sayori's would definitely let her stay. Oh, she would. Speaking of her family, do you think Sayori's parents know about her depression? I have no idea, but if she does, I'm sure she'd love to have Monica over there to watch Sayori. Meiji, Monica's the one who, not intentionally, mind you, but she is still the one who pushed Sayori to suicide. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that hasn't happened yet, has it? Besides, you're here now, right? So you can make Monica happy. How am I going to do that when I'm stuck in your body? Sayori might say she understands, but deep down her heart would break every time she sees me and Monica together. I'm still wearing your body. Emotions and logic don't mix, especially... I head into the hallway and knock on the door. Is the inner door locked? Can I come in? Yeah, you can come in. How's everything going in there? Perfect. Thank you so much, both of you. I've been trying to clean using bathrooms at the school, so you can imagine how relieving this is. This is beyond ridiculous. I'm glad to hear it. Listen, I just called Meji's parents and asked if you could stay here with us. They haven't given a direct answer, but if they do say yes, would you be opposed to using Meji's sister's room? Are you sure? I am, and so is Magi. Don't speak for me, but yes, leaving her alone isn't something I could forgive myself for. Even though you don't trust me completely, just because I don't trust you yet doesn't mean I'm going to abandon someone to do a life on the street. Sniff. Caesar, thank you for your unbelievable kindness. Don't mention it. Let me start with the laundry. Let me start the laundry, then I'll make us something to eat. Thank you. No problem. With Meji's help, I put Monica's school clothes in the washing machine. So yeah, the player is helping poor, helpless Monica. Because it is, it is beyond obvious that, that the player, and I'm thinking the author, projecting as the player, has strong feelings for Monica. And so, writing the story where, you know, the player gets to help poor, innocent, sweet Monica, it's just, that's why I took off the glasses and I had to, like, compose myself for a second, because it seems like they're sacrificing good storytelling for the purpose of making, you know, a personal fanfic, like a self-insert fanfic. So that's why I was just like, oh my god, it's going to be one of these. Anyway. Monica, what kind of veggies do you guys have? Veggies? Monica's a vegetarian. Oh, wow. Well, I'm not surprised, actually. I mean, surely they have eggs. She once said something about class last year about how the meat industry is one of the leading causes of pollution or something. That's the reason, yeah. I begin preparing the ingredients for gratin. About 5 minutes later, hear the shower turn off. Monica comes out humming something to herself. Oh, wow. She looks amazing in casual clothes. Again, just like, yeah. The author has the player shamelessly pointing out how great Monica looks a whole lot of the time in this mod. I didn't realize her hair was so long. Well, I guess seeing her in a ponytail all the time makes it hard to judge length. Well, it's nice to see you in something other than a school uniform and with your hair down. Huh, thanks, Caesar. Monica looks at what I'm making. How did you know I was a vegetarian? It came up in the game. It did? Huh, interesting. Hey, can I help you make dinner? Is that okay? Yeah, sure you can. Thank you. I hand her a cheese grater. I never imagined Monica being this happy just from grating cheese. Meanwhile, I'll take out a mandolin slicer Megi told me about and begin to slice potatoes. I begin humming, then stop. I head back upstairs to Meji's room, grab my phone and my Bluetooth speaker, and rush downstairs. Eh? What are you doing? Just listen, you'll see. So many plot holes. Yes. Yes. The mod wants the player to be with Monica. Every day I'm fight towards the future where I can rescue... No! He's doing this. Okay. Okay. With my hands, I'll compose a brand new poem for all of you. The ink flows across the crisp and white pages. A brand new choice with my write my way into their hearts in this closed world of limited choices. I'll write the words meant to find that special day. Those precious words just to find that special day. She's probably not written this song yet. Oh my god. This mod has lost me so much today. It was doing okay. Like, I would have given it a 7 out of 10 before today. Let me keep going. Please don't. Gotta find a way to save them, or will I go astray? If I can't, I'll make every last day fun for them anyway. When the days pass into a dark tunnel, I'll light a torch, lead them into reality. And if this world won't write them an ending, what will it take just for us to have it all? I can't tell for sure, but I think she's trying not to cry. Just wait, Monica. With my pen, I'll write... Just... You're just gonna fucking force her to listen to this bullshit. With my pen, I will write kinder words for those who are dear to me. I'll protect all of them, and eventually I will set you free. Sam Hansen, no. This is tickling the 14-year-old fan-fiction boxes faster than I can keep up. Say the Doki characters, biggest, smallest, Oh my god, the ink flows into the white page. I'll fight the world just to find reality. Here I stand with the sound of my heartbeat. We call it love back in my reality. And in my reality, when I finally learn to love you, I'll set us free. That was excruciating. Even reading it fast, like, wow. Just, this mod has lost so much respect. Caesar, she's crying now, because of course she is. She's poor emotional Monica. She needs the author, the player's love. The player needs to be there for her, needs to help her feel better. The player needs to be the big, strong man for poor, tender Monica. But also at the same time showing his emotional side, that he will be there for her. He will fight for her because he loves her so much. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize it would affect her this badly. Monica, I'm sorry. I didn't. Monica hugs me so suddenly that I fall back. Uh-huh. Sobbing loudly into my chest, my shirt gets stained fast. She hits the floor a few times before I grab her fist and hold it. I rub her back gently. If this song is enough to cause her to break down, maybe I shouldn't have acted so harshly. You mean harshly to the audience? Because I think those are the people who hate this shit the most. Ducky S14 MO7, what did I walk into? Holy shit. You walked into a Monica fanboy stroking cringe fest. I don't even follow this series, and 5 seconds in, I'm interested. I've seen the Act 2 teaser, and how it can go to that, I have no clue. Neither of us knew. 10 minutes pass. Finally, she sits up. I'm sitting on the floor, and she's straddling me. It's been so hard. I've been so alone. It's just been so overwhelming to be the only real person in this world of fakes. But not anymore, now that you're here. It can be just the two of us. Okay. Oh dear, that's the smile she used in Act 3. Contrived emotions and plot points, player waxing poetic, self-insertion and hero complex. Yes, Sam, you're absolutely right. It does have all of those things. Guess that answers that. She's having a hard time considering everyone else still real. Monica, the others is just as real as you and me. I hope you realize that. They're just NPCs. It's not like that. And why? Yeah, it is some progression, but the segue was a little bit too fast here, I think. Look. After that big emotional spiel, now she's suddenly going into, you know, a stern argument with the player. Like, the transition in this day specifically are just so weird. Like, I seriously think that this part of the mod, they just rushed through it. Except for the overwhelming emotional parts. It's like all they cared about was getting as much emotion in there and much, you know, fan stroking and hero ego stroking as possible, as Sam pointed out. And then everything else, they're just kind of rushing. Like, the transitions are just so rushed. And it's like it's immediately off, and then immediately on, and then immediately off again. She's about to go on, but stops. A look of realization passes over her face. Oh, is that why you don't trust me yet? That's a big part of it. If you keep thinking of them as blank slates, you'll make a mistake. A fatal one. I've played this game before, and I saw it happen. You were so desperate for a route that you trapped the player in the space classroom just to find the happiness in the script denied you. Okay, now, the realistic reaction to this would be for her to be like, the fuck do you mean the space classroom? The space classroom. I'm familiar with that. Fitting name, too. I created it during lunch to get away from everything and think. That's totally off. No, what actually happened is she erased everything except for the school classroom. The space classroom wasn't something that Monica created. The classroom was, it was the classroom from the original game. And Monica erased everything else except for the classroom, so the player would have no choice but to be in that room with her. That explains why she wasn't in the club room either. Monica, I need you to promise me not to mess with the game, not in that way. What do you mean? No fiddling with any of the character files. I need you to find a way to separate me from Magi instead, please. But if I do that, what will happen? I don't expect that to be easy, but I know you can do it. Are you sure we can do something like that? We could delete Mitt. Monica, how can you even think of such a thing? He's just a... There we go. He's just a puppet on a string. Monica, you were having a fucking emotional breakdown earlier, and now you're turning into this... You're turning into this, this unempathetic, emotionless, stern person. That's what I mean. The transition here was just way too quick. Do you ever just create a whole other dimension because you were bored at lunch? Ouch, that hurts. Not to me, he's not. Listen, you and I are going to sit down and I'm going to tell you about what happened in the game I played, but first let's finish this gratin. I think because of the shift in tone here, I think, no, dinner can wait. You need to tell her what's up. Fine. More of the preparation goes along in silence. It's awkward for a while. After a while, I break the silence. Hey, I know this is a bit personal to ask, but when were you kicked out of your house and why? She told you! She said she was kicked out of the house because she left the debate club. I was kicked out Sunday evening. My father found out I'd quit the debate club and formed my own club. He'd always been pushing me to be my best and perfect in his eyes. At least that's the backstory I have. Jesus. Sayori has depression, Natsuki has a strict father, Yuri has self-harm, and you have the perfectionist abusive parents. All of you have problems, I see. Is your mother the same? Yes. They were both straight-A students and expect me to be the same. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Something just occurred to me. If Monica knows that the world is fake, why does she give a shit about her parents still? Her parents are just as fake as anybody else in the world if she believes that everything is fake. So why does she give a shit about what her parents think? She could have just deleted her parents and stayed in the house. God damn it, how much more cliche can you get? I begin putting the ingredients together. I can see that for you, constantly projecting an air of confidence has to be a self-defense mechanism you developed because of your parents. Which begs the question, how did this world get so expanded in the first place? You four aren't the only tropes I've seen since coming here. There's the traditional Gyaru trope with the well-liked class rep, girl from rich family trope, group of bullies led by rich snob who drags boys around by their dicks. And I'm sure there's more around. Speaking of Tani's, like how they immediately go to her. Speaking of Tani-san, I heard something happened between you and her on Monday. What happened? After I explained Monika's size, you really are reckless. I've had to be. My real appearance isn't exactly imposing. I grabbed my phone from the kitchen table and opened up. I show her a picture that my mom took of me at my high school graduation. Oh, wow, you're really handsome. Wait a minute! No! Oh, wait. No, like, okay, that's Caesar's phone. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Not that you're not, Magi. I guess I have rose-tinted eyes when it comes to the player. Who took the picture? Mom? So do you miss your parents? She sounds so scared. Well, yeah, they're my parents. If you could, would you leave this world and go back? It seems kind of pointless to think about that. I doubt I'll be going back anytime. Bro, if she can make a whole new dimension in Classroom, then why can't she make a house, or at least that's a good point, Very Epic. She can make these things. So if Monica, yeah, she could have done that too. Her parents kick her out for some reason. She didn't want to kick her parents out because even though she knows they're fake, she has some emotional attachment to them. If you do make that argument, if she can make an entire freaking dimension, then yes, she can make a damn house and she can make a damn shower. So that is a very good point, Very Epic. But would you? Monica grabs my arms, holding them desperately. Are you afraid of me going home and leaving you? She nods with tears in her eyes. I could never... Because of course the player couldn't. The player loves Monica, because the author loves Monica. I care for you. I don't love you like you want, but that doesn't have to be permanent. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The way you talk about her all the time. Oh, she looks so beautiful. I can never get over those eyes. Damn, that smile, though. Oh, her hair is so long and beautiful. Like, no. You're freaking infatuated with her, bro. If we can find a way for me to be separated from Magi, I don't see why I can't take you on a nice date and get to know you better. So now you're trying to be subtle about it. Now you're going to pretend to be subtle about this shit. She releases me. I'm sorry, I don't want to lose you. Because I'm real? She stiffens up, she stiffens a bit and doesn't answer. Come on, let's finish this, Grattan. We work in more uncomfortable silence. Monica steals, glances at me ever so often. After the Grattan's in the oven, Monica and I lazily browse the local TV stations. Pretty elaborate for a game. There's even some international news. I serve up 2 plates for me and Monica, leaving some aside for Magi's parents. Finally, after we're finished, Monica speaks up. Hey, could you tell me more about what happened when you played the game? Now, I don't mean to keep prying, but I want to know what made you distrust me. I almost reply when I stop. Hold on a second. I need to check something. I rush up to Magi's room, pull up my laptop, and turn it on. What are you doing? I have a copy of the game on my laptop. I just hope it works offline. After the computer boots up, I search through the directory and I find the folder. I delete the first run-up file at the attempt and start the game again. To my relief, the familiar warning screen pops up. What the hell? What's with the hair? It's a dating sim. Of course they're going to have odd-colored hair. Oh, right. I guess that's true of all dating sims. Wait, is Monica's parents actual characters or just something else that you can't delete? Well, I mean, even if Monica's parents are just script and they're not actual characters, she can change the script. So she could still get rid of them. She could change her story so that she lives in a big mansion and she has a nice car and she has all the showers she could ever need. I close the game and head downstairs. I motion Monica into the living room and connect my laptop to the TV. She comes in and sits beside me. What are you doing? I want you to play the game. Monica stares at the screen nervously. Ah, yes, Very Epic. Another good point. If she made the space classroom, why isn't she just sleeping in the space classroom? Why didn't she put a shower in the space classroom? Wait, how is this possible? Hey, this game isn't one that we're stuck in. It's just a copy I downloaded from the Steam Marketplace. The game was made specifically to be a psychological horror game disguised as a dating sim. Z Lamatar says, maybe the author made this to make his fanfiction thoughts good, but it still makes no damn sense. Each run through ends pretty much the same way. I'll let you play it. Please don't make me play this game. I can't watch myself be rejected. I know I'm being cruel, but I need her to understand. You want to know what the game does. This is a perfect way for me to explain it. Now, shall we begin? I don't know. I'd be kind of intrigued if somebody made a game out of me. I'd be pretty intrigued to see what I do in said game. She could have modded her parents to not be strict or something if they were actual characters. Well, I mean, she could have modded, even if they're not actual characters, she could mod the script of her parents to say things that are not strict. Now, shall we begin? Okay, so yeah, Monica's shaking with fear. Wow, Monica looks really tense right here. I gotta say, I love this. I love what they're doing here with Monica. Holy shit, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Magi has been silent ever since the end of Act 1. I believe you completely. I'm so sorry you had to see that. It's okay. I can feel Magi's exhaustion as I remain seated on the couch. I give him a moment to gather his thoughts. I really have no words for this. It's really hard to think clearly when all I see is... I understand. No, I don't think you can understand. You're right, I'm sorry. That was the wrong thing to say. How could I let this happen? How could I let my best friend go through something like this? I decided to let him vent his frustrations a bit, resisting the urge to chew him out again. Sounds like he needs this. I can't forgive myself. Nope, can't do it. Magi, it really isn't your fault, you know. Depression isn't something people can cause. Remember that remember what Sayori said in the game? She's had depression her whole life. You wouldn't have known her your whole life. Maybe not, but I definitely didn't help. I had been there for her otherwise. I take a deep breath and try to speak calmly and reassuringly. Magi, people like Sayori hate seeing people who worry about them. I feel like this conversation should have happened at the end of Act 1. Like, was Magi seriously just holding those thoughts in the whole time? Like, as they were playing the rest of the game? Like, this is stuff that Magi should have gotten out after Act 1. And now they're just forgetting about Monica, who's probably freaking the fuck out in another room. Magi, people like Sayori hate seeing people worry about them. They think they're selfish for thinking about themselves. Think about it this way. You want to help the woman you love, right? More than anything, but what can I do? I feel completely useless here. Just be there for her. Let her know you care. I know that's going to be very hard with what's going on now. Yeah, true, but I'll make sure she knows that you'll be there for her. Thanks, you've got no idea how much I appreciate it. By the way, didn't they have this conversation already? They had the conversation about Sayori's depression anyway. Didn't the player already tell Magi that eventually Sayori commits suicide in the original game? Like, Magi should already know this. I mean, I get that it would still be painful to see it, but, like... But Magi should... Like, he should have already seen it coming. Like, having an emotional reaction to seeing it, I get that. But he's acting like this is the first time that he's been exposed to this information. It's the least I can do. What are you going to do with Monica? What do you mean do about Monica? Well, what if she's run off? I don't think she's run off. Let's go see. I head outside and look around. I see Monica sitting on the patio, rocking back and forth. She's breathing sporadically. Crap, she's traumatized. I quietly approach her and sit next to her, but not too close. She doesn't even acknowledge that I'm there. The poor girl is trembling hard. You know, it's hard seeing her like this. It is. What you gonna say? I don't know yet. I'm just gonna be there for her. She's in a fragile state of mind. Whatever I do could either help or break her. I see. I look out at the neighborhood, and yeah, of course Monica is in a fragile state of mind, because the hero character needs to help the poor, helpless Monica. It's as if Monica would not know that she's even capable of doing this. Like, yeah, she does. She almost did it before they played the game. I sit there listening to Monica as she holds back her gasps. After a while, she starts to slow down, probably trying to calm herself down. Touching her right now is probably a terrible idea. I don't even think I should say anything. Yep, that's right, Avon. She should not be this traumatized, because, yeah, she knows full well that she's capable of doing these things. So she should, her reaction should have been like, oh, so that's what would have happened. Okay, well, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't do that. But she's acting like she was completely unaware that she would be capable of doing these things. No, she was very aware. She almost did them. I lower my voice as quietly as I can. Monica? Ah! She yelps a bit, jumping and turning towards me. Her body is tense. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt you. Monica? I don't want to die. I don't want to be deleted. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No. No. Well, no, I can see why Monica would think this way now, but at the end of the original game, she was pretty accepting of the fact that she was going to be deleted from the computer, or at least deleted from the game, not necessarily from the computer, because, as we saw in the original game, Monica sort of lived on post-deletion in some form. So, I don't know. It kind of makes sense that Monica would react this way about the possibility of her getting removed from the game. Actually, no, it doesn't. She acknowledges in the original game that she's in a world that she doesn't belong in, so it doesn't really even make that much sense here either. I'm so sorry, Sayori. Yuri Natsuki, please forgive me. This is unrealistic. Monica's reaction here, yeah, she would not be this scared. She saw what would happen. She saw that she was going to live on in some form after she got deleted, and I think that she would actually be aware that she would live on in some form after the deletion. So for her to react this strongly is kind of yeah, it's a bit unrealistic. I can see what they're going for, though. Like, Monica's realizing that her mortality, lingers just as much on the click of a button as all the other characters. And so if anybody else thought of her as not real and they just swept her to the side as easily as she swept the other characters away, then, yeah, it's just... she's gone like that. I think that's what they're going for here, but again, it just doesn't quite add up when you look at the original game. I didn't want this to happen. Well, that's kind of also not realistic. Monica's perspective in the original game when this happened was, well, it kind of sucks it had to be done this way, but I got what I wanted. She can handle getting kicked out of her own home for no reason, but she's shook by the game. Yeah. Monica's words become incoherent and her breathing intensifies, her trembling only increasing. Caesar, do something, help her, goddammit. I quickly grab Monica's trembling hand. You are not her, you will never be her. She is her, and she could still be her, but that depends on the choices that the player makes. I reach over and pull Monica into a tight embrace. Monica, that game is not your reality. It will never happen like that. Yeah, again, just keep being the hero Monica needs. I promise. Finally, she begins to cry, rivers of and of course, yeah, she starts crying again. Monica was not this emotional in the original game. You're safe now, you're safe. I hug her tightly, but the hug she gives me is weak. She's also still trembling. Don't stop. Okay. Slowly hold her hold on me tightens. I can feel a wet spot where her face is buried in me. I look down, and Monica's tears are still soaking my shirt. I rub her back comfortingly. After a while, she sits up and wipes the tears. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make your shirt wet. It's okay, don't worry about it. Monica? Monica looks away, looking a bit unsure. Are you sure that you can keep that promise? You saw what happened in the game. How can you make that promise to me? What if it doesn't work? I take her hand in mine and look her in the eyes. You are not her, you are not the Monica in the game, and you will never be... Okay, so yeah, we're going with the alternative timeline look here. She closes her eyes, taking deep but labored breaths to try and calm down. She wipes the tears from her face with her sleeves. I see her mouthing a few words, almost a repeat herself, some mantra that might be helping her calm down. Caesar, I've made a decision. Oh yeah, I've decided, I believe you, that the people in this world are real. Well, of course now, because the game seems to have scared her into submission. That must have taken a lot on her part to admit. Yeah, true. And I promise that I'll work on a way to safely separate you and Magi. We'll help the other girls too. Thank you, that means the world to me. Yeah. Avon, you're right. I think this is the author doing a little bit of cognitive dissonance here. Like, they're trying to... Yeah, he likes her in the original game, but he's still trying to portray Monica as somebody who... it's justified that he likes her. Because, oh, this Monica is not a maniac. This Monica is not gonna kill anybody. So I'm allowed to like her now. Even though I liked her before, and I liked the maniac version that killed everybody too. But I hope she's playing right now and gains the character's trust because he knows her intentions and then... Dude, that would be the twist of the century, Epic. Dude, if the mod took that route at the end, then I would immediately take back everything I said because, you know, it's part of the, because it's part of the twist. And I'd be like, holy shit, that is the twist of the century. That immediately would jump this mod to, like, God tier if that happens. But honestly, I don't see that happening. I'd like to apologize to you, too, for my earlier remark about deleting you. That would make, you know, all this... Like, if all of these stupid things that are happening turned out to just be satire, and Monica was not only fucking with the player, like, fucking with the player in both senses, like, fucking with the actual player, because, well, I would not know that that's what she's up to. I'd be like, oh, yeah, cheesy bullshit, whatever. And then she turns that around. It's like, yeah, the cheesy bullshit was to basically, fuck with you. And, yeah, I'm gonna completely go back on everything that I said, and I was lying that whole time, and that was a facade. That was just me pretending to be emotional that whole time. Dude, that would be fucking crazy. That would make Monica seem so much more evil than she was in the original game, too. That would be like... That would, slight spoiler for those of you that are going to watch the... Right? Actually, no, I'm not going to say it. But, okay, I'll put it to you this way. That would be approaching you-know-who levels of evil. Maybe even beyond that, because that would be fucking incredible. I'm not upset at you, but I forgive you nonetheless. He forgives you. Thank you, I'm glad. Meji's phone then rings. Hello? Meji, it's Mom. That's odd. She doesn't normally call me this late. Well, oh, gee, what do you think she's gonna talk about? Maybe the fact that you asked if it's okay for one of your classmates to stay in the fucking house? Maybe that's what she's gonna talk to you about, you fucking idiot. Oh, hey, Mom, is something wrong? You don't normally call this late. Everything's fine. Well, Mom, it's about your new friend. What about her? Listen, Meji, your father and I discussed what you're asking. We haven't come to an agreement on what to do about your fellow club member. Parents? Was that her? Ah, yes, one second. I turned on the speakerphone option. She can hear you guys now. Mom, Dad, this is the president of the school's literature club and my new friend, Asano Monica. Monica, my parents. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Your son graciously offered me a place to stay. Ah, you sound like a polite young lady, Asano-san, but I hope you understand our apprehension. My husband and I both work long hours and we can't be home, so having our son alone with a girl. For the record, I trust you, Meji, but you know how your mom is. What is it the younger generation says? Don't be bringing home no babies. Hey. Monica's trying not to laugh. Meji's mother sighed. Okay. Monica just had a traumatic experience, and she's immediately just like, okay, fuck. The transitions, again. Okay, traumatic experience. Oh my god, my fucking mortality is hinging on one mouse click. To, I'm talking with these parents. They're so charming. What the fuck? Asano-san, you can stay in our daughter's room for the time being. Thank you, ma'am. This means a lot to me. You're welcome, but we still need to discuss this in person. My husband and I can't leave work early today, but we'll be back early tomorrow, so we can talk then. Thanks, Mom. You're welcome, sweetie. Love you, Meji. Bye. Love you too, Mom. See you. I hang up. Well, that went about as well as expected. Thank you, Caesar, and you too, Meji. So what now? Well, I'm gonna clean up, and then we can relax for the night. Meji, does your family have Netflix? Yeah, why? Oh, good. Netflix and chill it is. Oh, yeah, because... Monica Unlimited. No real good transition between emotions then. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly, Monica Unlimited. What? Dude, I'm still here. My face gets hot. Who says you're the only one who gets to tease? Just let me clean up first. I'm helping. And don't say no. Very epic. She's laughing like that after being so shook. She has to be playing. Oh, that's a good point. Very epic. Maybe that was a farce the whole time. Dude, like, my respect for this mod is now going to hinge on that. If this does turn out to all be a play, and Monica's just, like, fucking with everybody right now, and she's that good at pretending to be super emotional, and the reason that she transitions so fast is that it's a facade, then I will have so much respect for this mod, because that's basically making fun of all the other mods that are guilty of doing the same thing, and it would just be so beautiful. But I get the feeling that we're not going to see that. We stand up and head back inside. We both head back into the kitchen. I put the 2 plates I'd saved for Magi's parents aside, then put the rest in the fridge. Monica wipes the counter down. We finish, then head back in. I turn on the TV and begin browsing. I find an older sci-fi show I used to love, and we begin watching. Monica moves closer and closer until she's leaning against me. Because of course she does. Monica? Let me have this at least, please. How starved for affection are you? This is concerning. What I did outside was one thing. I couldn't stand her not being comforted, but this is different. I'm not sure. What the fuck do you mean you're not sure? You've spent this whole mod talking about how beautiful Monica is and you've implied things that you want to do with her. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Come on, dude. You're not fooling anybody. So much. I am a dating sim girl after all. True, but you're so much more than that now. This world isn't a dating sim anymore. It's a lot like... It certainly feels like one. Right now, it certainly feels like a dating sim. It's a lot like the reality I left behind. You are your own person now. I guess you're right, but still, I want to know I'm cuddling with what cuddling with the man you love is like. And this is as close as I can get right now. Dude, it's fine. I've gotten used to it, so let her have this. It might make her less compelled to do all that stuff in the game. All right, go. She just was shaking and, you know, screaming to God like crazy. I'm thinking she already is compelled to not do what she did in the game. Monica snuggles up close. I'm not sure how I feel about this. On one hand, I'm not completely sure I trust her yet. On the other hand, I have to admit it feels nice to be loved in such a way. Put an arm around her shoulder. She squeals cutely and moves closer. Hardly anything interrupts us during the rest of the night. I do get up for a bit and hang Monica's school clothes to dry. After a few episodes, I look at the clock. It's getting late. Magi and I still have poems to write. Whoa, same here. Thank you for tonight. You've made me happier than I could have imagined. And don't worry, I will do my best to figure out how to safely separate you and Magi. Thank you, Monica. We both appreciate it. Reluctantly, Monica untangles herself from me. We both head upstairs. Good night, Monica. Good night, Caesar and Magi. I go to Magi's room and sit at his desk. I grab a pen and some loose paper. Alright, let's get your poem done first. That way you can sleep. Sounds good. Thanks. Any idea what you'll write about? I have one, yeah. Well, then let's begin some drafts. I put a piece of scrap paper down and put my hand on the page. Lay it on me for the next half hour. Magi dictates his first draft to me. I keep my mouth shut and make the changes he wants. After a while, he has a poem that he's willing to share. What do you think? You'll hear my opinion tomorrow. It seems unfair to discuss it now. Alright, well, good night. Magi is instantly asleep. I begin writing my poem. Finally, I have a poem I like. Wonder what the girls will think. I put the notebook away. As I'm packing, I remember the poem I wrote today. As I grab it, something else comes to mind. I run over to my backpack and pull out 2 packs of unopened gel pens. I hide the backpack and head out again. I knock on Monica's door. Monica, you still awake? Come in. She's got a pen in her hand. I open the door and see Monica sitting at the desk. Hey, Caesar, what's up? She puts her pen down. Before I went to bed, I want to give you something. First, my poem for the day. She grabs it from me immediately. Whoa, I'm sorry. I was just waiting all day for it. No problem. I also came to give you something else. When I came here, my backpack somehow made its way here, and there are a few things here. One of them I thought you'd like to have. It's something from my reality. I hold one of the pack of pens out. I thought you'd like them. She takes them almost reverently. These are from reality? Yep. I hold up the second pack. I have another set just like this one. Now we can share something even if it's as small as this. Sorry if it sounds a little silly. No, you have no idea how happy this makes me. Something from reality is in my hands. I almost feel like I could cherish this forever. Well, I hope you do use them. At any rate, sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Caesar. Good night, Magi. He's already asleep. Really? How does that even work? No idea. Well then, good night, Caesar. I love you so much. I blush. Thanks. You have a good night, Monica. You too. As I leave, she blows a kiss my way. Because of course she does. After I leave, I pause as I hear something from the room. I can clearly hear Monica crying, but it sounds like happy tears. At least I think they are anyway. I head back to Magi's room. Finally, sleep. And with that, okay, perfect spot to end the episode on, the live stream on. And okay, let me save here. Okay, Captain Cat Eater. I'm sorry, but I must tell you it's time to move on with Doki Doki. It's an amazing game, but all good things must come to an end. You know, I kind of agree. And some of you may have seen that I am doing other stuff besides DDLC these days. But because this is one that was requested a lot from me, I am doing this one. And I think over time, I'm probably going to be slowly moving away from DDLC and moving into other stuff. Because I do agree that DDLC, you know, I do agree when you say all good things must come to an end, but you don't have to end them so abruptly. And yeah, as I've said, you guys have seen I'm doing other things besides DDLC now, but yeah, I'm slowly moving away from DDLC and moving into other things so that people who like my DDLC content don't have to feel like I just left them out to dry, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, yeah, we will be finishing this. How long will I do DDLC? Well, I'm gonna finish Season 3 of the meta series, and if any more mods by popular demand are brought to my attention and people are saying, dude, you really got to play this one. If enough people say, you really got to play this one, then I will. By the way, Avon, thank you for the ice cream. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to finish Season 3 of the meta series. If I do make a Season 4, Septel Manu, thank you for the lemon. If I do make a Season 4, it's there's probably going to be a bit of a longer break between Season 3 and Season 4. And I would have to see that people really want a Season 4 for me to bring it back. I would also need time to think about how I would do a Season 4. So as I said, I'll finish Season 3. And if a whole lot of people recommend the same DDLC mod to me, then I'll play it. Yeah, Monica Unlimited, I am doing it on my own volition. It's just, yeah, I'm stopping slowly because I know that people like the DDLC stuff. So I don't just want to say, okay, enough DDLC, time to do something else. I'm still doing DDLC stuff. I'm just slowly moving, I'm slowly making it more and more sparse until it seems like, everybody is satisfied with the amount that I've done. And nobody has to feel like they're just being yanked away from the DDLC content. Like, I did promise a Season 3, and I promised to finish Season 3. I said after that I was going to be taking a break. There may or may not be a Season 4. So, I'll put it to you that way, as far as the meta series goes. And with the mods, yeah, just if there's one that people want by popular demand, then I'll do it. But outside of that, yeah, I'm just slowly moving on from it. Very Epic says, I haven't started the meta series yet. I look forward to starting it. Man, I'm sure you'll love it. I've made, I've spent now, nearly 2 years? Is it 2 years or 1 year? It's 2 years, isn't it? I started May 4th, 2019. So, I started the series almost 2 years ago. And, yeah, there's been many, many episodes made and a lot of side content made. My Discord was originally built off the popularity of the meta series. So yeah, I really hope that you guys that have not seen the meta series yet, I hope that you enjoy it, because there is a lot to see there. And yes, it is very long right now, as Gabe said. There are many episodes, I think, 75 episodes now, 76, something like that. Some of them are over an hour long. I think one of them in particular is close to 2 hours long. So yeah, you can start and stop whenever you need to, but yeah, it's like watching a TV show at this point. Like you watch a few episodes, then you put it down for a while, and then you come back the next day, watch a few more episodes. You can watch it kind of like that. That's how I'd recommend it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the follows. Thank you guys for watching until the end. Let me actually go on DLive so I can open the DLive treasure chest. So if you have a DLive account, go ahead and hop over there real quick. I am going to open the chest and distribute the rewards. So you will have 30 seconds after I click this box to click the chest to get a shot at the rewards. And then I will call out the top 5 winners of the chest, and then we're going to end the stream. So, let me click. Here we go. 30 seconds to click on the chest. Go ahead and click it to get your DLive reward. In the meantime, I want to say thank you guys again. We got a lot of Twitch followers today. As far as this mod goes, like I said, I mean, you heard my opinion on it. It lost a lot of respect from me just because this day that we watched, it was nowhere near as good as the other days that we had seen. So let's see. Oh No It's Avon with 4.2, Septel Manu with 2.8, and Diablo Graves with 2.3. Congratulations to the 3 winners. And with that said, I am done, guys. And Avon, like I said, if you want to keep power leveling your guy, since I know that on EverQuest you can't play next week like you could this week, then we can do that after the stream for maybe about 1 hour. Then there's actually some people that I have to go meet. But yeah, as far as the stream goes, this is it, guys. So until next time, I'm Caesar Madrazo, and I am out.